What's good, people? This is the Undertone spoiler talk. So if you have not seen our review, please exit now. Go and check out our Undertone review. But we will be spoiling this movie. We will be talking about this movie. So you have been forewarned. Continue at how do you say it? At your own risk. There we go. Continue at your own risk. So.
Yeah, you're gonna be spoiling. I'm gonna be shitting on this movie.
Both of us are, man.
Yeah.
So let's get right into this, man. All right. Honestly, man, this movie is boring as shit, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it is boring. I did some looking up of this movie and theories. I'm going right into it, but so at the beginning of this movie, they listened to a audio before listening to the 10. Now, I cannot tell you if I misheard or heard correctly, but I thought the guy said if you listen to this video that 93 or 96, or it was in the 90s, people have listened to the video and committed suicide. They went crazy. Right. Now, I don't know I can't recall if he said you had to listen to the whole thing or if you just played it. But when she played the video, if you've seen the trailers, you'll see the face kind of. There is a woman on a red screen. Honestly, that was probably one of the most creepiest things out of this whole movie was the way that woman's face was changing, and we're not even talking about adding anything ridiculous. I don't know if they did or didn't, but it just looked like just the way, almost like how Smile gets creepy.
Right. Kind of looked like the face melted into something creepy. So credit where credit is due. Yeah, that face, took away my heart on. So credit where credit is due.
Yeah. But the thing is, now my theory, or my thought is, this whole movie was in her mind and she went crazy off of that. That's one thing. That's one theory. But then I was looking at some other things. I guess somebody said that the 10 audio clips are the stages of pregnancy, because the lead character, as you know, finds out she's pregnant 6 weeks. If I hope you know, scientifically, technically, women are pregnant for 10 months. Technically, we say 9, but there's a period of conception and so forth. If you don't know that, then go back to school. But so the clips, and I guess they said that there was an 11th clip that there was a baby crying at the end, and they gave it away, and I guess the director chose to take that out. So there's that theory. And then there was another theory, the demon was already in the house, and it was always, I don't know, but yeah, there's like so many different theories. I don't know, man. What's your thing with this?
Okay.
What's up, man?
All right, so it looks like they a bunch of film students just reached into their bag of tricks and threw it into this movie, because before we had the recording, we had a discussion, and you mentioned something about the repetitive camera angle, the way it was spinning around the room, it was just annoying. So there's that. And then we don't know anything about the characters. Okay, so we got Evie. She's she's going through obviously a pregnancy. She's having some out of marital or relationship problems, and also she is having to deal with losing her mother. Her mother is on her deathbed in her house. Why isn't she not in a hospital or in a hospice? You know, I mean,
well, you know, some people
yeah,
choose,
I get it. Yeah, and I get it. Yeah.
Remember they had, because she was in contact with a nurse and stuff, so I think it was one of those things. Some people just choose to die at the house. You know what I mean? So that
Right. Right, but you know, usually, you know, you could have some sort of help. This chick, she was doing it all on her own, and I was just asking questions. Is there other family members that can help her out? Why isn't the husband helping her out? You know,
didn't he remember the
yeah,
other dude? He did ask that, right? He remember
yeah,
he asked about her brother, and I want
but
to say she said something about he couldn't do it or something like that. I mean, everything is that's
yeah,
to kind of piggyback off what you're saying. Everything is hinted at. I feel like you have to give something, man. I like, honestly,
yeah,
I didn't give a damn about nobody in here. It's just I'm watching somebody,
uh-huh,
you know, I'm watching somebody who is supposed to be a skeptic. You know, she's supposed to be a skeptic. The other one's a believer. You know, that whole dynamic. But it's just like there's nothing for me to like. I can't just because you're having a baby that I guess you say that you don't want, or and you don't know, and then later on say you don't want. I just can't connect with it. I mean, it's not like she wasn't like she was unlikable. She was. It's just. I mean, it's almost bland. It's almost like this movie bland. It's like, who are you?
yeah,
You know, the lore, I would say the lore, the demon was kind of cool. You know what I mean? Okay, a demon that goes after babies because you're just petty as hell.
And the nursery rhymes, you know, they had some good material to work with, but they just didn't execute. And one of the things that that kind of pissed me off is that they didn't follow through with the whole, you know, satanic panic and the link with the whole Catholicism. You know, they just mentioned it and then that was it. All right, because you got to
that's where going into that whole, I don't know, man. It's almost like taking that idea, the less we say, the better, and it's like, no, not always.
Yeah. But you know, so I did a little digging, and you know, there's something called the sonic infection theory, and there's 3 phases of it, and it is the phase 1 is the auditory priming, is where the listener hears, you know, the rhymes, but not just the listeners in the movie, us in the audience as well. So as soon as phase 1 happened, I knew what they were trying to do, you know, because it happens at the very end of the movie when the screen goes blank and you hear the death rattle. And then, you know, phase 2 is the pitch, the undertone that's played during the final podcast. You know, that's the file 10. And then phase 3 is the manifestation when the demon actually takes form and takes over, using the mother as the vessel. But at the same time, it's somewhat, I'm using air quotes, cursing the audience as well. So
yeah, but I mean that's what I'm getting at, man. If I have to, you know, I don't mind doing some homework every so often. A movie just, you know, if it's in its lore in itself, it's kind of like, hey, let me go look up, is this an actual demon? Is this for real? Hey, let me go look up. I mean, anybody who's done a basic YouTube search will find that most nursery rhymes, most children's songs from back then were very morbid. They were morbid and based in death and so forth and all. So adding that element in was okay. That was cool too. It was just the problem is you're dealing with a movie that deals with sound, but then at the same time you want to add these visuals, And again, from my understanding, the director Ian Toussaint, I hope I'm saying his name right. He used to be a sound designer in VR, like I guess VR type video games and stuff.
Yeah.
And I kept hearing other people kind of say, after I saw it and thought about my review, and then I'm looking at other people, everybody's like, oh, you have to watch this in Dolby, or you have to have your headphones in. It's like, well, if I have to do all of that, then I don't need to see this in the theater. I need to see it at home. I need to see it at home. Like, if you want me to see it in the best quality or this and this, I need to see it at the house. Because I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm not catching, and no one does with most movies. No one's gonna catch everything, right? But this doesn't make me want to go out and buy this movie so I can dissect it. It doesn't.
No,
it doesn't at all. You know, it potentially, if it comes out, or excuse me, not if, when it comes out on streaming, would I give it another chance to kind of see theories and things like that? Sure. Because even with the streaming, I can skip past them boring parts. I can definitely do that.
Or better yet, just when it comes out on streaming, just watch the YouTube clips, you know, because, you know, the best parts of the movie are going to be in YouTube. But I said it before, this movie would have been better off as like a 30-minute VR, you know, immersive experience, you know, something like that, because it kind of gives that feeling with the camera angles, you know. You know what I'm talking about, with the going down the stairs and everything, you know. It kind of had that sort of feeling.
The problem, the problem is, man, they're doing methods that you've seen in, they're doing methods you've seen in Hereditary and, what is it, Haunting on Hill House on Netflix, or, you know, Mike Flanagan has been known to use a lot the techniques where, is that something, or even Ari Aster, and a lot of people are starting to do it in a lot of their movies, their horror movies now, where in the background you're questioning, is that something creepy, or is it not? I know there was one scene where when they were zooming in, it looked like something was on the ground in the background. I asked them, like, yo, is that moving? But other than that, there's these long scenes where it's like, I think they want you to pay attention to the stairs. They want you to pay attention to the kitchen in the background. They want you, and it's like, okay, but there's nothing. And I get it. Just like with Blair Witch, that's why I kind of felt, you know, Blair Witch was a masterclass in having the person use their own mind to scare themselves. This didn't do that, and I know it was what it was trying to do, was trying to use sound to help with that, to help out with that, but it was just so boring. Now again, maybe I've read too many horror books and look at too many horror. Maybe I'm desensitized. I don't know.
Could be.
But I try to look at it from a perspective of, okay, just a good movie. Even if I don't jump scare or things like that, like I don't get scared. It's like, okay, I try to look at it from a perspective of, like, I feel like you still know a good movie when it's good, even if I'm desensitized.
For me, a good example of a really good horror movie was The Ring, because it did use, you know, sound to, you know, really have that effect on the viewer. You know what I'm talking about when you actually, you know, watch the videotape, you know, the visual and the audio really come together to make a creepy experience.
Yeah, I mean,
this didn't do that.
The Ring isn't necessarily my cup of tea, man. I'm just being honest. It's not my. I mean, like I enjoyed, I think, the first one. I thought the second one was all right too.
Well, I'm only talking about the first one. About the first one.
I think, I don't know. Like, The Ring is one of those things that's weird to me, because it's kind of like, when it comes on, I'll watch it, but I don't know. It's just something that's like, I don't.
But
Again, I mean,
but still,
and
the
here's
story
thing,
connected. The story connected in the ring. You know, that's what I was trying to get at. Here with this movie, I mean, nothing connected.
Yeah, because I heard I heard a theory that it's a time loop, that she sent the stuff to herself, and I was like, well, what? Because the people's names were totally different, and like
in the recordings, yeah,
man, this movie, like it's weird, right? Like where you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, maybe because I did see the potential. It was just like I said, it was just boring. It just I think, and I'm getting tired, man. Like you can be artsy, but you still have to be entertaining. That's where remember we talked about him and sometimes it feels like, even with Jordan Peele, sometimes, right? It's like you're chasing Get Out, right? Mm-hmm. The Get Out was it was different. It was a phenomenon. Then what was it? Us comes out, and it's like, okay. Then you executive produced Candyman, and I was pissed at that. I was like, this is not Candyman. Yeah. Like we're trying to do this damn social, like everything. I mean, if you have social themes that are well woven in deeply, where they're not in front of my face, but Candyman was just, that's a prime example right there. It was boring. Like to me, I was like, man, this is pretentious and boring, man. Come on, man. Like Hereditary had that perfect tone. If you haven't seen Hereditary, definitely check it out, man. Hereditary had that tone, man, where that this should have had, where it when you're dealing with the past, the present, you're dealing with an entity, this and this, so forth. Like, yeah, man, it's the creepiness in the background, things like that, man. Yeah, man, it did it well. And this movie just, I don't know, man. I just don't. Yeah, like I said, to me, it just, and I think it had a better payoff for the ending, man. That ending, people. Oh yeah, we can say it in the spoiler. That ending, that was some bullshit. Like, yeah, all the they ended the movie with trying to do they wanted to hit your ears, the sensory of your ears. So everything cuts off, and you're just hearing a bunch of stuff, and then you
hear the death rattle.
You hear the death rattle, but then you hear also her fall down the stairs, which you get flashes of images, like the flashes of images of her potentially at the bottom of the stairs with wasn't there plastic over her head or something?
Yeah,
I can't remember, like man. But then, like I said, that's where it comes down to that whole aspect of the first one. The woman in the red, with the creepy face. That's where I think about that. It's like, okay, but did she go crazy? I mean, I will say this, man, just to kind of clear it up. Either I would check it out again, or maybe I do need to look up, because the movie was actually made in 2025. So A24 bought this movie, and released it. So maybe I'll check it out.
Oh, and by the way, for those of you who have watched the movie and who are thinking that there was an anonymous sender, there wasn't an anonymous sender. All right, so at the end of the movie, there's a whisper of a website where you could actually go and listen to the files, and then it makes you do I believe there is an 11th file, and you get to like discover who the villain is, or who sent the tape, and it was the actual demon that sent the tape. So that way you don't have to go through all the puzzles. The demon sent the tapes. There you go.
So the demon has a computer, and the demon has is podcasting.
Yeah. So
okay,
yeah,
man.
yeah. So yeah, it was. Yeah. So if you have, yeah, like I said, that's why I gave it a go fuck yourself. I was very disappointed, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. And if I just have no more faith in these up and coming writers, because lately I feel like these horror movies are producing shit.
Yeah, man, they're getting a little pretentious, man. But I don't know, people. If you've seen the movie, let us know what you think. Again, I don't want to hear your like. I consider myself maybe somewhat of a geeky, nerdy type person. I like comics. I like horror. And I like
Yeah.
lore and all that, man. But
Mhm.
don't come in these comments like, ho ho ho, you just don't get it. And blah blah. Like, look, man,
Oh, that's the Great Poupon.
yeah, man. But, I'm holding my cup with my pinky stuck out.
Oh,
Man. Look,
toodaloo. Norman,
yeah,
is
man.
that you?
Yeah, man. I look, man. Like at the end of the day, when it comes down to movies, I'm not going in from like I said, from a perspective of like a student, and I gotta, this and this, and if you have to do all of that, I feel like it's not for the movies. If you have to go in and pick it apart deep and all of that, it's not for the movies. This was not entertaining. Like, to me, it just was not entertaining. And the whole point of going to the movies is to be entertained. And that's the thing. Art house movies, cool. I see some stuff on streaming all the time, and I'm like, man, this is good. Sometimes I see an art house movie or whatever. I'm like, man, this should have been in the theaters. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like it not saying that all of them don't, but man, it should be on Shudder or something.
Yeah.
This should be on Shudder, or I don't know. You check it out on whatever, and let that be that. And then if you want to pick it apart, cool. So again, like I said,
or write it better. Write it better.
Yeah, I guess, like I said, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. They slated the director for Paranormal Activity. I'm not a big fan of Paranormal Activity. Not a big fan of found footage films, but I can see that working. I can see his style, if tightened up too. But then again, you know what? No, because Paranormal Activity, to me, that's why I don't like it. It was a lot of looking at nothing for long periods of times, or camera on a table waiting for something to slide across. Yeah, and I just, for some people, they may like get those chemicals flooding. For me, it's like, nah, man. It's boring. So again, man, drop what y'all think in the comments. Even if you want to be bougie, that's fine, whatever. Yeah, go right ahead. But yeah, and if you like the channel, you like the the spoiler talks, or the movie reviews, again, man, help our channel out. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell notification, do all that jazz. It'll help us definitely get out there more. Again, we got a lot of reviews that we're going to be doing, some reviews coming up, some reviews that need to be put up. So yeah, we appreciate y'all support. Every time y'all tune in, we definitely do appreciate it. So y'all take care, and we will see you on the next review and or spoiler talk. Peace.
All right. Yeah. See you at the movies, man.